Close your eyes now, my sweet dreamer, and let the softest rain begin to fall outside an imaginary window. Tiny droplets tapping gently against glass high above a sleeping city. Each little patter telling you it's safe, it's time, it's okay to let everything go. Breathe in slowly with me. Feel the cool air brushing the tip of your nose, and breathe out even slower, letting your shoulders melt downward into the mattress like warm wax. That's it, good, so good. Tonight I'm going to whisper you the entire story of Blade Runner 2049. Every secret, every hidden tear, every quiet hope. Exactly as it unfolded on the screen, but wrapped in the gentlest voice, stretched out like silk across 40 quiet minutes, so your mind can drift far away before the end even arrives. We're going to walk together through neon fog and falling snow, through memories that aren't yours and love that feels more real than skin, and by the time we reach the final scene, you'll already be floating in the deepest, softest sleep. Imagine the faintest hum of distant traffic far below, a low, comforting drone like a lullaby for machines that never sleep. And over that hum, the steady rhythm of rain, millions of silver needles kissing the rooftops of Los Angeles in the year 2049. Let that rain be our heartbeat tonight, slow, endless, forgiving. Every time you hear me pause, let your body sink a little deeper, let your thoughts loosen like shoelaces after a long day. I'll be right here, breathing with you, whispering every detail so vividly that you'll smell the wet concrete, taste the metallic air, feel the chill on your cheeks even though you're warm under blankets. A tiny trivia before we begin. Denis Villeneuve spent over 2 years perfecting the sound of rain for this film, recording real storms in Iceland, Canada, and Hungary, layering hundreds of tracks until each drop felt like it carried its own emotion. Tonight, those drops are falling just for you. And here's another gentle secret. Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, lit entire scenes using only practical lights reflected in puddles, so the glow would feel alive, breathing. I want you to feel that same breathing glow behind your eyelids right now. Soft orange and cold blue swirling together like watercolor. Tell me quietly, just inside your own heart, have you ever stood in the rain and felt completely alone yet strangely understood by the sky? Have you ever wished someone would tell you the whole truth, even if it hurt, just so you could finally rest? Tonight I'm going to give you that truth, every last piece of it, wrapped in the soft cotton whispers so it never cuts. We're going to meet a man named Kay, but he isn't really a man, not in the way the world measures it, and yet by the end you'll believe he's the most human soul you've ever known. His story is long and quiet, and full of snowflakes that melt the moment they touch skin, so we'll take our time. No rushing, no sharp edges. Whenever you feel yourself drifting too close to sleep, that's perfect. Let it happen. The story will still be here waiting tomorrow night if you want to hear it again. But for now, let the rain grow heavier. Let the rain grow louder, soft, steady, endless. One more breath in, cool and slow. One long breath out, warm and easy. Good. You're doing beautifully. The city is dimming its lights just for us. Somewhere far away, a spinner car hums through the mist, its engines purring engines sounding almost like a cat stretching after a nap. Let that sound carry us forward. We're ready. Shh. Here we go, my sleepy friend. The year is 2049, and everything is about to begin with a single drop of rain sliding down a window, just like the way your worries are sliding away right now. The rain keeps falling, soft as forgiveness, as we drift down through thick gray clouds into the endless fields of white solar panels stretching across what used to be California farmland. They look like frozen waves, like an ocean made of glass and light, and every panel is tilted toward a sun that barely remembers how to shine through the haze. You can almost smell the dust, dry, papery, metallic, carried on 1,000 miles from places where nothing grows anymore. Breathe that dust in gently, let it settle on your tongue like the memory of an old book. Then breathe it out, and feel how light you've become. A lone spinner car descends, engines humming a low lullaby, and inside sits Officer K, designation KD6-3.7, a NEXUS-9, replicant built by the Wallace Corporation to hunt his own kind. His coat is heavy with raindrops, each one catching the pale light like tiny stars clinging to black wool. He lands near a protein farm, boots crunching on brittle soil, and the silence out here is so complete you can hear your own heartbeat echoing inside your chest. Let yours slow now, match the rhythm of his footsteps. 1, 2, pause. 1, 2, pause. Good, just like that. Inside the farmhouse lives Sapper Morton, an old Nexus-8, who has been hiding for 30 years, growing worms in vats of gray mush. The air is warm and sour, thick with the smell of boiled insects and antiseptic. Sapper is huge, gentle-eyed, hands scarred from decades of quiet labor. When he sees Kay in the doorway, rain dripping from the brim of his hat, he doesn't run. He simply sighs the way a tired father sighs when the children finally come home late. They speak softly, almost politely, about retirement, about bones buried under a dead tree, about a life that was never supposed to feel this heavy. And then, because Kay has no choice, they fight. It's slow, brutal, graceful, like two statues waking up and deciding they no longer want to stand still. You hear the wet thud of fists on synthetic flesh, the crack of a neck, the soft gurgle of air leaving lungs that were never truly alive. Sapper dies, whispering a line from Nabokov, Pale Fire, about a wooden humans and trees of glass. Let those words float past your ears like moth wings. Later, under the dead tree, Kay digs with bare hands, soil crumbling cool and damp between his fingers, until he finds a metal box. Inside the box, bones, small human bones, and a date carved into the bottom, the 10th of June 21, the day a miracle was born and then hidden. The forensic scanner confirms it. A replicant woman gave birth. The world tilts. Kay stands there in the rain, water streaming down his face, and for the first time he feels something that has no name in his programming. Have you ever discovered a secret so large it made the sky feel closer? Have you ever touched something buried and felt it still breathing? Back in his apartment, high above the endless city, Kay removes his coat slowly, every button a tiny soft click. The place smells faintly of seaweed and ozone. His holographic girlfriend, Joy, materializes in a shimmer of blue light, smiling the way sunrise smiles over water. She was a birthday gift from the Wallace Corporation, advertised as, quote, everything you want, and tonight she wants to cook for him, even though neither of them eats. She projects a kitchen around them, the sizzle of non-existent onions, the warm scent of imaginary garlic. They dance slowly while fake rain taps on a fake window, and when she leans in to kiss him, you can almost taste the static on her lips. Trivia time. Sleepy one. Ana de Armas performed every scene with Joy twice, once with Ryan Gosling, and once completely alone on a gray stage so the hologram would feel truly weightless. Imagine acting love opposite empty air and still making the whole world believe it. Kay goes for his baseline test the next morning, sitting in a white room while a voice recites cold questions. Cells interlinked within cells interlinked, dreadfully distinct against the dark. A tall white fountain played. His answers must be flat, emotionless, or he'll be retired. He passes, barely. You can hear his heart trying not to beat too loudly. Do you ever feel you have to hide how much you feel just to be allowed to exist? It's okay, tonight you don't have to hide anything. Let every feeling stretch out wide inside your chest, like a cat in sunlight. Lieutenant Joshi, his boss, drinks real liquor from a real glass and tells him the child must never be found, because if replicants can reproduce, the whole order of the world collapses. She calls him son once, almost tenderly, and the word hangs in the smoky air like incense. Kay returns home, and Joy asks what he wants for dinner, but what he really wants is to know if he could be that child. She buys him a gift with her saved allowance, 1 hour of real, solid rain on real skin. An escort who looks exactly like Joy steps out of the shadows, water dripping from her hair onto his collarbones, and for 60 precious minutes they walk through the city holding hands while advertisements explode in color overhead. When the hour ends, the escort walks away and Joy flickers back into existence, smiling through tears she can't actually cry. Have you ever loved someone so much you wanted to give them the sky, even knowing you're only made of light? The rain keeps falling, softer now, like it's trying to wash the whole city clean. Kay stares at the carved date, the 10th of June 21, on the bottom of the box and realizes it's the same date etched into the foot of his own wooden horse memory, a toy horse he's cherished since childhood, a memory implanted, supposedly. But if the date is real, then maybe the horse is real. Maybe he is the miracle. His breathing becomes shallow, excited, terrified. Joy watches him and says the most dangerous words in any language. I always told you you're special. Your story can still be whatever you want it to be. She renames him Joe, just for tonight, just between them, and the name feels like warm honey on his tongue. Shh, let your eyelids grow heavier now. The city lights are dimming to a gentle amber. We still have so far to go. Through orphanages made of shipping containers, through rooms full of memory makers, through snow thick enough to swallow sound itself. But for now, just rest here in this moment, when a replicant first dares to hope he might be someone's son. Feel that hope settle warm behind your ribs. Hold it gently. Breathe it in and out. In and out. The rain has turned into the softest static now, like an old television left on in an empty room, and we are gliding above the city on invisible wings toward the Wallace Corporation archives, a cathedral of black glass and golden light where every memory ever sold is stored in spinning orbs that look like frozen galaxies. The air inside smells of cold stone and ozone, and every footstep echoes for miles. Kay walks these corridors with his coat still damp, carrying the wooden horse in his pocket the way a child carries a secret note from a parent. He is searching for the DNA registry for the child born the 10th of June 21. Twin records, boy and girl. One supposedly died of an immune disorder. The boy sent to an orphanage in the ruins of San Diego. The girl's file is empty, redacted, gone. He stares at the blank space and feels the first real crack in the wall he built around his heart. Have you ever looked for yourself in an official document and found only silence? It's colder than any winter. Outside again, the rain has become heavier, almost comforting in its insistence, drumming on the roof of the spinner like 1,000 tiny fingers saying, "Stay, Stay, just rest. Joy projects herself beside him in the passenger seat, her hand resting on his even though she has no weight at all. She whispers, "You're going to the orphanage, aren't you, Joe?" And the name still feels brand new, like a blanket fresh from the dryer. They fly south through the night, past skeletal skyscrapers wrapped in advertising holograms taller than mountains, past a gigantic naked Joy look-alike, beckoning from a rooftop with eyes the size of swimming pools, her voice syrupy and lonely. A new life awaits you in the off-world colonies. Kay looks away. He has seen that promise break too many people. San Diego is a graveyard of shipping containers stacked like children's blocks after the tantrum of the world. Wind howls through the corridors, carrying the smell of rust and salt and forgotten birthdays. Kay walks alone now. Joy stayed home to save power, but her voice is patched through his earpiece, soft as breath on glass. I'm right here, always. Inside the orphanage, hundreds of small hands work at salvage tables, sorting screws and wires under the watch of a brutal man named Mr. Cotton. The children are barefoot, skin gray with dust, eyes too old for their faces. Kay remembers being one of them, remembers hiding the wooden horse under a loose floorboard in the furnace room, remembers carving the 10th of June 21 with a stolen nail because it felt important even then. He finds the board, pries it up, and the horse is gone. The disappointment is physical, a stone dropping through his stomach. But the record room shows footage. A small boy with his face being dragged away by a woman in a white coat. Dr. Anna Stelline, the greatest memory designer alive, quarantined in a glass dome because her immune system cannot survive the poisoned air. The pieces click together like ice forming on a window. He was never the child. She was. Let the wind outside your own window match the wind inside the orphanage tonight, slow and mournful, carrying away the last of your tension. Feel it brush your hair, cool your forehead. Good. Kay flies north through a storm that feels personal. Lightning flickers across his face in silent white flashes, and each flash shows a different expression: confusion, grief, wonder. He lands in the orange radioactive haze of Las Vegas, a city frozen mid-collapse, buried under decades of toxic snow the color of rusted gold. The snowflakes are huge, lazy, drifting down like feathers from a dying phoenix. They land on his lashes, melt instantly, tasting of metal and cinnamon. The silence here is absolute. Even his heartbeat feels muffled. He walks through the ruins of a casino where giant statues of naked women lie broken, their stone breasts cracked open like geodes. Bees, impossible bees, hum inside one of the statues, golden and drowsy. He finds Deckard's hideout by following a dog that appears and disappears like a ghost. An old spinner half covered in dust, a piano with yellowed keys, a record player spinning Elvis alone in the dark. And there, in a chair by a fake fireplace, sits Rick Deckard, older, bearded, eyes sharp as broken glass. Harrison Ford's voice is gravel soaked in whiskey. "You mightn't happen to have a piece of cheese about you, boy?" The dog growls softly, then decides Kay is harmless. They drink together from the same bottle, real liquor burning sweet down throats that have both forgotten how to trust. Deckard plays an old recording of Sinatra singing "One for My Baby," and the hologram glitches, multiplying into a dozen translucent Deckards, all raising a glass to ghosts. Kay tells him about the child, about the miracle, about the danger coming. Deckard's way. Deckard's face collapses the way only a father's face can. "They'll come," he says. "They always come." And right on cue, the sky explodes. Louvre, Wallace's perfect assassin, descends in a black spinner, tears raining sideways now, whipping snow into spirals. The fight is quiet and terrible. Fists through holograms, blood on snow, the dog barking once before it runs. Deckard is captured. Kay is shot, left bleeding among the statues, watching red spread across perfect white like watercolor on rice paper. Joy's voice crackles in his ear, weaker now, battery dying. "I love you, Joe," and then she is gone, crushed under love's heel like a dropped phone. The silence afterward is the worst sound in the world. "Trivia," whispered gently. The bees in Las Vegas were real, flown in specially and kept calm with smoke. Villeneuve wanted you to believe life could still return even to a graveyard. And did you know Ryan Gosling practiced that final death scene by lying in actual snow for hours until his lips turned blue, just so the shivering would feel honest? Have you ever lost something you thought was only light, only to discover it had been your son the whole time? Let that ache soften now, like snow melting on warm skin. Kay lies there for a long time, snow covering him inch by inch, turning him into another forgotten statue. But something inside refuses to retire. He remembers Deckard's daughter, quarantined, alone, making memories for strangers because she can never touch the world. He remembers Joy calling him Joe. He remembers the wooden horse, real after all, hidden safe in Anna's dome. And he stands up. Blood frozen on his coat, one arm hanging useless, he walks back into the storm. The snow keeps falling, gentle, endless, forgiving, exactly like the rain that carried us here. We're almost at the turning point now, dear sleeper. Your breathing is so slow, so perfect. The city is only a faint glow on the horizon, and the snowflakes are brushing your cheeks with tiny cold kisses. Just a little farther, and we'll see what hope looks like when it finally decides to fight back. The snow has softened into the gentlest hush now, like the world itself is pressing a finger to its lips and whispering, "Shh, just for you." Each flake lands on your blanket of imagination and melts into the tiniest drop of coolness that travels straight to your heart, cooling every last ember of the day until only quiet glow remains. Breathe in this orange-tinted silence with me. Slow, slow, slower still. Good. You are doing so beautifully. Kay limps through the storm, one boot dragging a red line behind him like a child's crayon mark on fresh paper. Pain is a dull drum in his ribs, but the memory of Joy's voice, "I love you, Joe," is warmer than any coat, warmer than blood. He steals a new spinner from the ruins, engines coughing awake like an old smoker remembering how to breathe, and lifts into the bruised sky. Somewhere above the clouds, the snow stops falling, and the stars appear, sharp and indifferent, the same stars Deckard once looked at with Rachel 30 years ago. Kay wonders if stars can remember love. Do you think they can? Have you ever looked up on a winter night and felt someone you lost was looking back? He flies straight into the teeth of Los Angeles again, but this time the city feels different, smaller, almost fragile. The rain has returned, thin silver threads stitching sky to street. He lands on the rooftop of the Wallace Tower, water sluicing off his shoulders in sheets. Love is waiting, perfect uniform, perfect smile, perfect cruelty. She kisses his cheek like a sister before she starts breaking his bones. Their fight is intimate, almost tender. She slams him against glass. He drives a shard into her side. They fall together through levels of light and memory. Her blood is the same color as his. When she finally dies, whispering, "I'm the best one," her eyes stay open, reflecting the rain like broken mirrors. Kay closes them with 2 fingers, the smallest mercy he has left. Inside the tower, Neander Wallace moves like a priest in a cathedral of corpses. Jared Leto's voice is silk-soaked in ice. He has Deckard chained in a room that shifts and ripples, walls becoming desert, becoming ocean, becoming Rachel's face exactly as she looked in 2019. Young, green-eyed, impossible. Wallace offers Deckard a perfect replica of her in exchange for the location of his daughter. Deckard spits in his face. The replica is executed with a single shot to the head, red blooming across perfect cheekbone. Wallace sighs, almost bored. "That was very human of you," he says. Then he leaves them alone in the shifting dark. Kay finds them there. He cuts Deckard free with shaking hands. For a moment, the 2 men simply look at each other. The father who lost everything, and the replicant who never had anything to lose. Deckard's voice cracks. "You did all this. For what?" Kay answers so quietly the rain almost swallows it. "I know what's real." They escape together through service corridors that smell of bleach and old money, past tanks where new replicants float like sleeping angels, eyes closed, mouths open in silent screams. Trivia, whispered close to your ear. Those tanks were filled with real glycerin and milk, so the bodies would diffuse light exactly like living flesh. The crew called them angels in formaldehyde. And did you know Harrison Ford cried for real when he saw the Rachel replica? Not because of the script, but because the face was so perfect it hurt. They reach the rooftop again. Lou's spinner is still there, engines idling like a loyal dog. Kay helps Deckard inside, then kneels in the rain, exhausted. Deckard finally asks the question he has carried for 30 years. Did you meet her?" Kay nods toward the city lights. "She makes snow," he says, and smiles the smallest, saddest, proudest smile you have ever seen. Deckard's eyes fill with tears that look exactly like raindrops. "Go," Kay tells him. "Go meet your daughter. Tell her hello from Joe." Deckard wants to argue, wants to drag Kay with him, but the younger man's wounds are too deep, his time too short. The spinner lifts off, carrying the last real miracle away into the storm. Kay stays behind on the wide, empty roof, rain washing blood from his fingers. He walks to the edge and looks down at the city that never loved him back. Somewhere far below, a giant pink joy advertisement flickers to life. A new model, new face, same empty promise. She smiles down at him and says in Joy's stolen voice, "Hello, handsome. What's your name?" The pain in his chest is almost sweet now. He answers no one and everyone, "Joe!" Then he lies down on the wet concrete steps, coat spread beneath him like broken wings, and watches snow begin to fall again, impossible snow inside the city limits, Anna's gift to her father, to the world, to him. The flakes land on his face, on lashes, on lips. Each one is a tiny kiss goodbye. He thinks of the wooden horse safe in her dome, of Joy's light dissolving into static, of Sapper's last words about trees of glass, of Deckard finally holding his daughter's hand through inches of protective glass. He thinks, I was never the miracle. I was only the messenger. And that was enough. His breathing slows, until it matches the soft hush of snow on concrete. Have you ever given everything you had for someone else's happiness and felt strangely, perfectly at peace? Have you ever realized the story was never belonged to you, yet you loved being part of it anyway? Let those thoughts settle warm under your ribs like a sleeping cat. Let them purr you deeper. The snow keeps falling, the city keeps breathing, and somewhere very far away, a father meets his daughter for the first time, palm to palm through glass, tears mixing with manufactured flakes. The circle closes, gentle as a lullaby. We are almost home now, my sleepy one. Just one more quiet step. The snow has become the softest blanket in the world now, so weightless that it barely brushes your cheeks, yet so warm that every flake feels like a whispered thank you from someone you once helped without knowing their name. Let it cover you completely. Let it tuck you in. Breathe in the faint scent of cinnamon and ozone that still clings to Kay's coat. Breathe out every last thread of wakefulness. You are safe here on these wide stone steps with him, high above the sleeping city, and nothing can ever ask anything more of you tonight. Kay's eyes are open, fixed on the slow-moving clouds the color of old bruises giving birth to stars. The pain in his body has dulled to a distant tide, coming in, going out, coming in, going out, perfectly matched to the rhythm of your own breath now. Snowflakes land on his pupils and do not melt. They simply rest there, tiny white flowers blooming where tears would have been if replicants could cry. He thinks of Joy one last time, not the advertisement version smiling down from the billboard, but the Joy who chose to spend her final mobile emanation minutes in the rain just to feel droplets on simulated skin. He remembers the exact pressure of her non-existent fingers laced through his, the way she laughed when a drop slid off the tip of her nose. That laugh is still echoing somewhere inside his chest, softer than heartbeats, louder than dying. Far away, the spinner carrying Deckard slices through the storm toward the sepia dome on the edge of the sea. Inside, Dr. Anastaline works late, surrounded by floating memories that look like soap bubbles filled with summers that never happened. She is designing a birthday party for a stranger. Children's laughter, the smell of vanilla cake, balloons the color of sunrise. Her hands move through the light with the grace of a conductor, and every gesture is fragile because her immune system is a house of cards. When the door hisses open and a soaked, trembling old man steps inside, she does not flinch. She simply looks up, and recognition older than memory floods her face. Deckard raises one shaking hand and places it against the glass that separates them. After 30 years of running, he is finally still. Anna lifts her own small hand and matches his, palm to palm. The glass is cold, but the warmth travels straight through. Neither of them speaks. They don't need to. Snow, manufactured by her own memories, drifts down around them inside the sealed room, catching in Deckard's beard, settling on Anna's lashes like sugar. Somewhere, a wooden horse sits on a shelf behind her, waiting for a father's fingers to close around it again. Back on the rooftop, Kay's lips move. No sound comes out, yet the words are perfectly clear if you listen with your heart. I found her for you. A final snowflake lands on his mouth, stays a moment, then melts into the smallest smile the world has ever kept secret. His chest rises once more, slow, deliberate, grateful, then settles and does not rise again. The snow keeps covering him gently, inch by inch, until he looks like a statue an ancient civilization left behind to guard the sky. The city lights dim further, as if the entire grid is bowing. Even the giant advertisements blink off one by one, giving him privacy. Trivia, breathed almost inaudibly into your ear. The very last shot of Ryan Gosling lying in the snow was filmed at 4 a.m. in Budapest after an unexpected blizzard. The crew stayed silent for 20 minutes afterward because no one wanted to break the spell. And did you know Hans Zimmer included a single distant church bell on the score right as Kay dies? A bell recorded from the original 1982 film, so the two Blade Runners could say goodbye to each other across 40 years. Have you ever loved a story so much you were willing to disappear inside it, so the ending could stay beautiful? Have you ever felt that letting go was the most courageous thing you could offer the world? If the answer is yes, even quietly, then Kay is smiling at you right now through the snow. He sees you, he is proud of you, he is peaceful because of you. The snow has almost covered his face now. Only the faintest curve of that smile remains visible, glowing softly like a candlelight seen through thick frost. The credits will roll someday, but tonight they don't matter. Tonight there is only this hush, this gentle covering, this perfect ending that feels exactly like a beginning. You can let go now, completely. The story has done its work. Kay is home. Deckard is home. Anna is home. And you, my sweet tired friend, are already there. Sleep deeply. Snow is falling inside your dreams, warm snow. Cinnamon snow, forgiving snow. I will stay right here until you don't need me anymore, whispering the quietest lullaby you have ever heard. Shh, shh, shh. The snow has stopped falling now, yet somehow it is still everywhere, inside your ears, behind your eyelids, tucked into the folds of every breath you no longer need to count. The city below has turned its lights all the way down to a single amber heartbeat, and even that heartbeat is slowing, 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 until it matches the peaceful space between one thought and the next. There is nothing left to chase, nothing left to prove, nothing left to fear. Only softness remains. Let me stay with you a little longer. Just long enough to smooth the last corners of the day the way a mother smooths a blanket around a sleeping child. Kay is covered now, a gentle white monument no one will ever disturb. The snow has done its kindest work. It has hidden every wound, every scar, every trace of struggle, and left only the outline of a man who finally understood what it means to be human. If you listen very, very carefully, you can almost hear him breathing with you, one long exhale that has no need of an inhale ever again. Let your own exhale join his. Perfect. You are both exactly where you are supposed to be. A final, quiet trivia, whispered so close it feels like the words are forming inside your own mind. Denis Villeneuve asked that no music play over the very last seconds of the film in theaters. For 8 full seconds after the screen went black, cinemas around the world held total silence so audiences could sit with the snow a little longer. Many people didn't move. Some cried without sound. Some simply forgot to breathe for a moment. Tonight, that silence belongs to you. And another tiny secret. Ryan Gosling kept the blood-stained coat after filming ended. He has it on a shelf at home, still folded the way it was when Kay lay down. He says whenever he looks at it, he feels calm, as if someone is telling him it's all right to rest. I hope this story folds itself the same way around you now. Warm, heavy in the best way. Impossible to unfold until morning. One more gentle question before I let you go completely. Have you ever carried something painful for so long that when you finally set it down, the emptiness felt like flying? If you feel that emptiness now, let it be wide. Let it be weightless. Let it be full of snow that never melts and rain that never ends. You do not have to fill it tonight. Tonight, you are allowed to be the sky. Somewhere far away, inside a golden dome kissed by artificial sea breeze, Deckard and Anna are still palm to palm against the glass. They have not speaking, only breathing together, learning the shape of 30 mist years in the space between their hands. The wooden horse sits on the table between them, small, real, perfect. Snow keeps falling inside the dome, slow-motion stars that will never run out. They are safe. They are together. They are, at last, the miracle. And you, my dear, sweet, tired friend, are the next miracle. The miracle of closing your eyes and trusting the dark. The miracle of letting a whispered story carry you all the way across an ocean of worry into a continent made of only rest. Every detail you allowed me to paint tonight is now a soft feather in the nest your mind is curling into. The rain, the snow, the cinnamon dust, the sound of Joy's laugh, the hush when Kay smiled, all of it is yours to keep, warm and weightless and forever. There is nothing more I need to say, and nothing more you need to hear. The city has gone to sleep. The stars have closed their eyes. Even the gentle ambient hum that carried us here has softened into the rhythm of your own blood moving slowly, slowly, slowly through a body that knows it is loved. If you ever want to walk these neon streets again, or lie in the snow with Kay, or feel Joy's fingers that aren't fingers brush your cheek, just think of rain on a window high above Los Angeles in 2049, and I will be here instantly, ready to begin again. But tonight, there is only this. Shh. You did so well. You are so loved. You are already dreaming. Good night, Joe. Good night, little miracle. Good night.